Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating nature-inspired watercolors in my studio, which are easy for you to do too. I share all my paintings with you on YouTube, and on our website dianeantone.com you can find free downloadable sketches for all the videos to help you make the most of your painting journey. And if you'd like a little bit more, we also have channel memberships with loads of perks for you to enjoy. So welcome on board, click subscribe and turn on notifications, and let's learn to paint watercolour. So I woke up this morning thinking I need to do a page of leaves and flowers with some birds singing inside them. That's what I thought. And I had actually a picture in my mind, which is really unusual for me, of these three birds here, surrounded by these blooms and things. And so here we are, and I'm going to have a go at that now, if Zen will let me. I did the sketch on a piece of paper here. This is a piece of Clairefontaine Etival watercolour paper. It's actually the back side. This is another painting I did last night just before I went to bed. But this is based on somebody else's work, so that's that. Just a sort of last minute at night relaxation. Anyway, so this is the sketch, and I've just done a colour sketch here to decide which colour combinations I'm going to use. And I've kind of settled on a dark green, a very dark blue. This is a bit purpley because I put purple on there first and changed my mind, so it wants to be more like this, I think, to give a stronger contrast with this. This colour is quinacridone gold plus cadmium orange there. And then I'm going to use this very dark red, this one here, which they call purple, but actually I don't know about that. And then I'm using dark green, that's forest green, and blue-grey deep. So those are the colours that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to embellish it with gold and white pen, or maybe even some gold, because this will be bigger. I might use my Kuretake starry colours, which I'm going to wake up with a bit of a spray here. I've got another spray bottle. It's better than the other one. This one came with some, and it still smells of it. It had some, it's probably not a good thing, but anyway. Veleda, this was a Veleda product. And it works about 1,000 times better than the one that I bought, which was this one, which I bought. And doesn't work. Anyway, it doesn't work for me. Must be my aura puts it off or something. These are the pens. Signo, Uniball Signo, gold and white. And I'll put all the links to all these different things in the description below, and they'll be on my website blog page. And also, if you go to amazon.com/shop/dianeantone.com, no, Diane Antone Studio, we have a shop there where I have all of these things listed. So I'm going to be using, as I said, the Kuretake colours, because a lot of you have bought, excuse me, this paint box, and so I want to give you some experiences of paintings done with that. So I'm not going to leave these in here because they're going to move around. So I'll put this one back. What number is that? 68. 68. Come in 68, blue-grey deep. 56, forest green. 37, purple. And cadmium orange, number 33. And that's my quinacridone gold. Now, when I did the painting this morning on this piece of paper, this is a Viviva sketchbook, and this paper, they said it was cold pressed, but it isn't. It's very smooth. It's really nice, actually, to paint on, and it's made me think I want to use more hot press paper going forward. But I have got quite a lot of cold press paper in stock, so probably going to have to be sticking with that. The reason why it's nice is because the pens work better on a smooth paper. So anyway, this is a bit bigger, so I can probably use some of the starry colours with a smaller paintbrush, this one, number 3. Anyway, going to start filling in the birds, going to make them really dark so that they can be beautifully coloured, decorated with with the gold and white. So we'll just go around the eye more or less tidily, and then I'm just going to fill the bird in. This is kind of a little bit folk arty, I think. Been looking quite at a lot of quite... Yes, I have had my coffee today. I have been looking at quite a bit of folk art lately. That's what I was trying to say. It's probably influencing me when I go to bed at night. Now, the question is, shall I do the wing in the same colour, or shall I put in a bit of something on the red side? I think I might add a bit of this. It won't show very much, but it might just give a little bit of a lift to the whole thing. So I'll try that. And I'm going to put his legs in to match, although you'd never see a bird with legs the same colour as his body. It doesn't matter really, because this is all artistic license. And this one is going to be more or less the same. Maybe we'll use a little bit more of this purple colour as well. I haven't bothered to tape the paper down because I know I'm going to have to turn it round as we go, and I'm not using any heavy watery washes, so it shouldn't buckle too much. It's obviously going to curl a bit, but I think I can probably live with that. I'm using a size 11 round brush from Drawwell, just in case you wondered. And the information about buying them direct from Japan is in the description below. You can contact Mr. Miami, who owns the company and makes the brushes, and he will send them to you wherever you live for a very reasonable price. He's a very nice gentleman. I only know him by email, but he's very kind and helpful and very appreciative for everyone who's been buying his brushes from our channel. I don't get any commission or anything like that. I just recommend him because I've been painting with his brushes for 22 years actually, and when I was introduced to these brushes, since then I have really barely used anything else, only just occasionally a quill brush or something like that for something specific. But for most of the time, these brushes are perfectly fine, and they only cost about $2 each. The postage is more than the cost of the brush. So if you can find someone to go along with and order a whole bunch. And there's one lady who's ordered twice now for her art group, people that she teaches. So, right, okay, so now the second thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with some dark orange, and I'm going to just really roughly paint these flowers, quite strong. You have to have a bit of, you have to just let it go at this point. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to say I was listening, I expect you all probably have heard of Deepak Chopra. I was listening to him last night before I went to bed, and he was saying that the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to learn to let go. And I suffer with breathing issues. I think it's asthma. I've had it all my life. Hope it's not going to turn into anything worse. But he says that holding on to things is what causes you to suffocate. So I'm going to start having to think about what it is that I'm holding on to, aren't I? Okay, so that's 2 big flowers. And then I'm going to put another one down here. I suppose these are sort of like chrysanthemums. And we'll put another one up here. Let's get the big flowers in first. And probably need another one there. I'll probably change this sketch a bit because my colour sketch came out reasonably well. Okay, so now we need some dark greens. So I'm just going into that one. It's a lovely dark green. And use it really, really thick because then the embellishments really show up really well. And we'll put some purple leaves in there as well. What was I going to say about Deepak Chopra? Oh, I already said it. Don't need to go back to that. Anyway, I think it was partly due to listening to one of his meditation things last night that I woke up in the morning with a picture in my head. I have a feeling that that might have had something to do with that, because it never happens. I'm going to put some, I'll try and make a bit of a brown for the centre here. So that's dark purple with a bit of green. I'm going to put some highlights in that with the pen or the gold paint. So we're basically creating sort of background here. Which is quite a pleasurable thing to do. No pressure at all. So let's see. I think we want some purple, some slightly lighter purple. Oh yes, and yeah, we were going to do some nice purpley berries. Some up here. excellent kind of painting for when I woke up this morning, like I said, with this picture in my head, but I also felt a little bit kind of dizzy and shaky. And this happens quite a lot to me, and I think it happens quite a lot to a lot of you too. And I don't know, I hate to say it's a function of getting old, but older anyway, but maybe it is. It sort of wears off during the day usually. But if you are feeling a bit shaky, but you want to take your mind off of it, then paint something like this, which doesn't require, in fact, it benefits from being unstable, unsteady. It actually benefits from a shaky hand. Looks better. I'm trying to cultivate the lack of control, because I think it's I think it's better. It's just relax. I'll put another one up here. I mean, have we actually seen any benefit for the kind of levels of control and pedanticness that has been ruling the world for so long? No, we haven't. So anywhere you've got a space, you can put a lighter one in. It doesn't matter what colour it is, yellow or purple or a mixture of both. Just pop them in to fill in the spaces. Maybe we'll have a few more berries here, slightly redder ones perhaps. Sort of looks as if the birds might be getting ready to feast on the berries, doesn't it? Okay, and I need to put the beaks in. So I'm going to just grab a smaller brush and we'll pick up some dark blue. And probably best to try and make the eye round, but use a pen perhaps. It's even better when you've got a pen that works. Right, okay, so the end of stage one. I'm going to dry it and come back and do the next step. So this has now dried and I'm thinking I'm going to do a little bit of ink work on this. So I've got a bottle of Sennelier watercolor ink. This is burnt walnut colour. Walnut, well, just walnut, it says on there. And it's a nice dark brown. You can use any ink, really. You could even use a brown pen if you wanted to. But the nice thing about this, what I quite like about this, is that you can just, you can get thicker, and if it works at all, you can get, what is it these days? I'm having a problem making anything work. Okay, let's try that again. You can get thick and thin lines. So you can sharpen up the shapes of your leaves. So bring them to a nice point. Don't follow the colour that you've put there exactly. It's nice to just, you'll see the benefit of this when you've actually finished it. It's nice to go on the outside, and on some of them, not necessarily all of them, you might want to put a centre vein. Some of them, if you press quite hard, you're going to get a nice thick line which will dry. If you use this particular ink, the line will dry slightly raised above the level of the paper. It kind of has a little bit of body to it, and these lines are fun in themselves. They add a huge amount to the painting. I'm going to turn it upside down because it's a little bit wet. Let me just check that you can still see what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter if it's wet in one or two places, because it doesn't matter if you have a little bit of a run here or there. Let's make these berries a little bit rounder. I think definitely adding this ink in this way kind of gives another dimension to the whole painting, which is easy to achieve, easier than many other methods that take years. And we don't have years, do we? We don't want to spend years. We're not 20, thank God, anymore. We want to spend years and years and years learning other people's techniques. You want to find some inspiration so that you can just do it. I spent so many years doing what I was told. Hated being told what to do, but people nowadays, they're youngsters, they think that they are original and unique, don't they? Sorry to any youngsters who might be listening, but there won't be many of you because our demographic is fairly mature, you could say. Turn that back round the other way. You can see how this is growing. And let's come down. Let's do this bit here. If you haven't got one of these dip pens, don't hesitate, because they aren't expensive, and you can use them for calligraphy too. They will give you nice handwriting. Somebody was making a birthday card and she put it on Facebook, and she got some lovely calligraphy on it saying happy birthday, and I asked her how she got that, and she said she used a stamp. And that's a brilliant idea if your handwriting... My handwriting sucks, really. I mean, it's okay as far as handwriting goes, but it's not calligraphy. So to have a stamp that says happy birthday in a few different ways, you can get them from Alibaba, from China. It's very quiet here today, apart from the jet going over. Tamsin has gone with Magdi, my husband, to the town to pay, or find out how to pay his tax bill. So they're out for the morning. And I'm here with several dogs. And you. You need a little bit of courage to come in and do these flowers, but just vary the strokes. Do sort of whatever comes to mind. Keep it nice and light. We're still going to put the gold in and everything. We're not going to give up on that. Oops. Okay, so we've got these berries here. What I do is I just start light and then press and then lift. And that way you get a variety of lines. You'll develop your own style if you give this a try. So, 2nd of September, autumn's coming. It's my birthday month. And I'm not going to make too much of a fuss about that. What was I going to say? We have to go to England for a fortnight. We're going for a break fortnight from the 10th, but it won't affect the channel. Everything will still be going up as per usual. Doing a little bit of planning ahead, trying to make sure we've got a selection of videos that we can put up from England. My 6-monthly trip to the dentist mainly, but that's just an excuse for having a break from domesticity and all the animals and everything and the husband and all that. He's staying here. And do some shopping, because shopping in France, when you live in a rural area, is just non-existent. So there we are. I think I've covered every possible leaf and berry there. So I'm going to pop my lid on because you never know. And I'm going to wash out my pen and I'm going to whack the hairdryer on it again before we come back to do the birds. I think it's probably completely dry now. Some parts of it are a little bit shiny where the paint has been quite thick. So that's quite nice. And got a choice here. You can either, if you have any of these gold pens, you can put like stamens and dots and things into the center here with these, and it's really easy. And they come out very regularly. Or if you want, and you've got the starry colors, you can do little dots using a small brush. You want about a size 3. Or maybe smaller. I don't think I've got a smaller one at the moment because I don't tend to paint very small. So that's, you have a choice there if you want the effect of dots, or you could mix them up. You could do some like that, and then you could kind of intersperse or do half of the center with bigger ones and half with smaller ones like that. So that's an option. I like using these paints. I like using the pen as well, but I like using these paints. And it's quite fun to get a fair amount of paint on your brush and then just draw in fine lines on some of the leaves. It doesn't matter if they're not absolutely straight or anything like that, just or even, because this is not realism, but doesn't that look lovely on the dark green? Do thicker ones on that side, for example, and we can put another one here, and you can put little dots. You'll find once you get started on this, honestly, it's not rocket science, really. It's just something fun to do. And you'll just use your imagination and do whatever. Put the gold line next to one of the dark lines to emphasize it, for example, and we can do sort of biggish kind of strokes on the flower just to make that look really dressed up. And then if you want to, you can always come in with a pen again and just go around these shapes, just roughly. Sometimes the pen doesn't like it. Actually, quite often the pen doesn't like it. I hadn't put the gold ones there. I'll come back to that. Yeah, so we've got quite a lot of possibilities here to do. So nice, peaceful. We had a bale of hay delivered yesterday by a neighbouring farmer. He came into the place with his tractor. It's the first time we've actually bought hay in bulk. He brought in one of those great big, huge, round balls, whatever they call them, bots here, I think. It's a circular bale, anyway. And he negotiated his way through our gates in his big tractor and put it in one of the sheep shelters for the winter. Hopefully it'll last us a few months, because hopefully it'll last us until we've got some grass. I feel like I live in Botswana or Australia. Can't believe what's happened this year. It's unheard of. Unheard of. Okay, I'm going to start on this bird here. Let's give him some lines going up his tail. Just anything. Just need to quickly look at my reference, see what I did. And I think I'm going to just outline his wing. I can do this with the pen because it's easier. I give him the gold beak. And okay, that's bird number one. And I don't want to rub what I've done with my hand. I'll try and keep it light. what shall we do with this bird? There we go. And let's do another wing outlined. And I think I'll leave that one like that. And then up here, let's do some simple strokes coming down this tail, like that, perhaps. Hello, Zen. Zen's coming in to go to bed. There we are, and we'll do some scallops around his head. Like that, and beak a bit gold. You go around the edge with dots, it makes it look like they're kind of embroidered. There we are, and I think I'll turn this around the other way to carry on with this over here. I suppose you could call this a sort of meditative process. This one definitely wants stamens coming out here with nice circles at the end. I think we might do that with a few of them. There's another one over here. And up here. Okay, where are we? I think this one, I'll just put a few lines like that. This bit of a run back there, so the beauty of this paint is you can just go over any ugly run backs like that one. There we are. And maybe we'll just paint that gold, sort of repair. And this needs a touch. Okay, I think it's time to let that sit and come back and see what we think. So there we are, one colourful birds in a flowery bush with an autumnal feel. Hope you enjoyed that meditative and peaceful process. Give it a try. Sketches online, free for you to download, and just get your Kuretake set out and give them a workout. So I'll let you go now. See you again soon. Bye everybody. Bye-bye.